and oil has to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Gas and oil has to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Gas and oil has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho.
Good morning from Adelaide. Lands of the Ghana people. Acknowledge today that we are on land that was never ceded from the by the traditional custodians of the land, the Ghana people. We are here outside of the Adelaide Convention Centre. Day 2 of Extinction Rebellion, South Australia's blockade protest demonstration outside of the convention centre to say that we do not approve, we're not happy, we are disgusted by the fact that the Asia Pacific Petroleum Engineers are holding a conference here, oil and gas conference. We are now walking along riverbank in South Australia to get into position. We are at the moment trying to see where we're going to be able to go. Yesterday there was an extremely large police presence, 30 more, 50 probably in all police. Today we have noticed there are a couple of police horses here, which really is extraordinary. We are a group of peaceful, noisy, non-violent, peaceful, civil disobedient protesters. We're going to wait and see how far we can go, where the police are going to be located. The news this morning was telling of yet more threats in Victoria from the floods, houses being evacuated, devastating floods in Victoria. We've had New South Wales in strike again, Queensland earlier this year, and that's only just the tiny bit of it. So we are chant about decarbonise CCS is a pack of lies is because Santos, major sponsor, major participant of this conference, is having sessions to spruik their carbon capture technology, which is being spruiked as the answer, the golden bullet to the solution of digging up gas and using CCS to mitigate the carbon dioxide. It's a failed technology, it doesn't work, it's certainly not going to work on the scale that's required. We just say the only solution. Oh, hi Meme, just focusing on the screen, lovely to see you. So sad that you're not here. The only way to mitigate the emissions is to leave the carbon in the ground. We're walking around the conference centre towards the western building, that one there, the stripy one, which is where the conference is being held.
Decarbonise. Science cannot compromise. Decarbonise. Science cannot compromise. Decarbonise. Science cannot compromise. Decarbonise. Science cannot compromise.
signage is good today. Let's see how we go. We have a lot of main media out with cameras. We had big coverage yesterday. So invite others in to watch the live stream. Still a bit early in the morning, I know, for some people. So we're now coming to Norfolk Street Bridge and up to the west entrance, where we are being met, by the look of it, met by barricades. We're not there yesterday.
Extinction! 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 Which side are you on? 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 Which side are you on?
Inside, delegates will be going in for their conference today. Very large police presence up there, I just spotted, which is not surprising. Hi Jane, thank you for joining us this morning. Cameras everywhere, which is great. That's SBS, I know there. We've got Sunrise, so I think we're going to be going live to Sunrise. So, they've cordoned off. They've made the walkway half the width that it was yesterday. Got some familiar faces from yesterday. Mr. Smiley Cockney was smiling yesterday. And things are going to get noisy, even noisier now. Even though there are barriers here now, it has not reduced the numbers of police officers who are guarding the door. That's the one door for people to get in. So, it's not reduced the cost for the police, that's for sure, the numbers of police. Now, very, very noisy. It will be getting worse. We will be keeping on. Our beautiful chalking from yesterday has been washed off, but I think the rain will be passing, so we'll be doing some more chalking later. As I said, that is the one door where delegates are going to be going in. But for those concerned, there are many, 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 many doors all the way around this very big conference centre. So, here come some friends of ours as well. Many, many doors all the way around the centre, so we're not going to be having people trapped inside or denied you know, if there's an emergency, there's plenty of ways in and out. This is really more of a symbolic blockading of the conference. And we want to make people feel uncomfortable. Those who are attending, those who are choosing to participate in the oil and gas industry, we want them to know that not everybody agrees with what they're doing. We want them to know, oh, there goes a delegate. Somebody going in. Oh, no, they've got the main doors open as well. So we want people to feel uncomfortable. They want to question, we want them to really think about what they're doing. Oh, that super smiley cop, he always has a good laugh with us. He was handing out earplugs yesterday, which was very kind of him, despite we came prepared with earplugs as well. Excellent, thank you for bringing along your banner. This is, I think, 350.org. So let's go and have a look down here again. Sunrise being set up here. I think there's a live cross going to be happening with Chris, our spokesperson, so hopefully he gets some sensible questions asked. So, which side are you on? Hello Jodie, thanks for joining us. Good to see you. Alison, it's hard to see this screen sometimes. Sorry for those of you I missed. And we have a Christina. Hi Christina. Jane. Hi Jane. Ahmed. Hi Ahmed. So, thanks for joining us. Live streaming from Adelaide Convention Centre. We are outside the main entrance for today's conference of, well, day 2 of the Asia Pacific Oil and Gas Conference. It's a conference of petroleum engineers. Plenty of things are happening in there which are not okay. Major sponsor is Santos. Major partner is the South Australian government. The South Australian government has, when this current government came into power, one of the first things they did was declare a climate emergency. So we think it's a little contradictory and we think it's appalling that they were voted in because of their promises of climate emergency. And they are now partnering Petroleum Engineering Conference, which is contrary to being taking action on climate change. We are in a climate emergency. things with this conference is that they really are putting a lot of green spin on it, trying to promote their sustainable credentials. It's petroleum engineers who are kidding themselves, who are kidding themselves that the way to go, that they have the answers to making the petroleum industry sustainable. The petroleum industry is absolutely, petroleum and gas is absolutely not sustainable. The only way to make it safe is to leave the carbon in the ground. So they are trying to very distracted there by some noise. So who are we? We're Extinction Rebellion South Australia, and we refuse to be bystanders. And we're here to disrupt right back at the Asia Pacific Oil and Gas Conference, which is currently happening inside the conference centre here. We're here in solidarity with First Nations people across Australia and the globe who are treated with contempt by an oil and gas industry that fails to consult with them properly. All our favourite criminals are here, inside this building, right now. Santos, Woodside Energy, Chevron, Beach Energy, plus companies from across Asia, even the Kuwait Oil Company is here. So we're here too. We're here to unwelcome them. We're here. Look what's happening behind me. Hadn't seen that. Need a bit more wind. We're here to unwelcome them. We don't want these companies here. The conference. I hope the sound is coming through okay. I did have a comment yesterday saying I didn't have to shout because you could hear me, but I can tell you I cannot hear myself. It is raucous here. We are making a big unwelcome to the delegates in that conference. Is leading a sustainable future of accessible and responsible energy. I'm going to have a look at a banner down here. Things are happening here. We have the morning traffic, people coming into work, coming in from the north of Adelaide. Hi, Cav. I'll have a chat about that banner in a minute. But inside, right now, the conference theme, lots of pink smoke. The conference theme is leading a sustainable future of accessible and responsible energy. And really what they're saying, what are they saying? It's some rubbish. So how to inject life into our dying industry and extract mega profits until ecosystems and societies completely collapse. That's what they're really saying. How can we drag out the dying petroleum industry? The coal industry is on its knees now, thankfully. How can they keep the petroleum industry going as long as possible? So why? So they can make money. Who for? Good question. Not for us. The companies do not get taxed. Very minimal amount of taxation happens there, if at all. Money is not for Australia. So, hopefully, this little bit of noise will let people inside that conference know that we're not happy. One of the hot topics of the conference will be the carbon capture storage, CCS, known as in rational circles as, excuse the language, but complete crock of shit. The oil and gas moguls know that this technology can never work on the scale required to justify massive new extraction projects. So we're saying no new coal, no new, and that's the chanting at the moment, no, keep the carbon in the soil, no more gas, no more oil. Projects like Scarborough, Barossa and Beetaloo are carbon bombs that make a mockery of emission targets. The Liberal federal government declared a climate emergency and then approved the opening up of masses of new oil and gas projects. It is contrary. Hi Gary, thanks for your support. Welcome on board. Very noisy here. So, which side are you on? If you're watching, hopefully you're with us and supporting us. I'm just trying to juggle a few bits of paper here. Come up round the other way. Do another run through. Oh, I was going to talk about this banner here. Very important. We have lots of cyclists in Adelaide. So, TDU, that's the Tour Down Under international cycling race that is held in Adelaide, the whole of the Adelaide region, Adelaide Hills down to the coast. Magnificent race, world class, world standard. Fantastic, but currently sponsored by Santos. That is just appalling. Santos doing more greenwashing, sports washing. So many of our people here protesting are keen avid cyclists themselves. And they know some of the people who take part in Tour Down Under also are concerned for the climate. But they are tied, really. It's either their job or riding under the banner of Santos. It's a terrible dilemma to be in for them. We understand that, but we want the cycling authorities to drop Santos as a sponsor. Tennis Australia dropped Santos as a major sponsor at the beginning of this year. They had only just signed a large contract with Santos, a multi-year contract, I believe, and before the first year was even done, they dropped Santos as a sponsor. So I'm sure cycling can do that as well. If you've been keeping up with the news, here we go. We are Adelaide Convention Centre with the western entrance. Come on down. Rain stopped. I think that's gone for the day now. Western entrance, Adelaide Convention Centre. We're mighty in voice. More welcome. Come, join the protest. We're going to be here all day. We've got a few supporters tooting, which is great. Yes, if you are a sports fan, I must say that I'm sort of not particularly a sports fan, but the wonderful Australian women's sports team have just netball team are refusing to wear new uniforms that carry the sponsorship of Gina Rinehart. Gina Rinehart, who is the world's richest woman, I believe, on her, but inherited wealth, of course. Gina Reinhardt is a staunch climate change denier, and she has put a huge amount of money into the Opals. I might be getting my teams wrong. I think it's a netball team. Apologies to sports fans. But the women in that team are solid in saying we are not wearing they're stripped, declaring her sponsorship, so good on them. Alinta has just been dropped as a sponsor by a cricket team. Just heard a little bit of that this morning as well. So let's go into the thick of it again. Just a few whistles and a few drums. Amazing noise it can make. Offering earplugs. And interestingly, the centre is surrounded by this metal garden bed, architectural feature, which makes a fantastic drum. Simple message: end fossil fuels now. Speeches and soon. Oh, I'm falling over here. We are not just Extinction Rebellion here, we're joined by other organisations as well. 350, we've got the End Fossil Fuels for the Children under Mob, we've got uni students for climate action here. So, building a movement of movements. Sign making happening. Oh, they've started the chalking. And welcome to those who were not here at the beginning or missed out. Who we are, why we are. Extinction Rebellion South Australia has organised this demonstration, blockade of the Adelaide Convention Centre, because inside we have the Asia Pacific Oil and Gas Engineers Conference. And we're just wanting them to know that we think fossil fuels have got to go. Fossil fuels are a livable planet. You can choose. The other sad thing about South Australian government being a major partner of this conference, is that South Australia is a major leader in the renewable energies industry. South Australia produces at times enough renewable energy to export interstate. Thanks for joining us. So please share the live stream. Invite others to come and watch it. Send it on to all your friends. I think we're going to have some speeches now from the lovely Robin. Rebel Robin.
They're here, the original ones resisting this dangerous radicals inside. The oceans are rising. No more compromising. 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 No more compromising. The oceans are rising. 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 No more compromising. The oceans are rising.
I'm here with Anna, one of our media spokes, and we're going to get her have a little chat on camera. Moved a little way away from the noise. I've been assured that the mic works well.
Oh, fantastic.
So, fill us in. What's going on while we're here, all the rest of it.
Okay, so this is the second day of our blockade of the Asia Pacific Oil and Gas Conference in Adelaide. And yeah, it's firing up to be a big one.
Thank you. And any messages about what we're hoping to achieve?
Okay, so what we're trying to do is pressure the government to stop getting behind these fossil fuel companies like Santos and Woodside Energy and all of those who are represented at this conference today. They are actually co-partnering with Santos to host this conference, and we would like the government to finally choose a side, make up its mind. Is this a climate emergency? Because if it is a climate emergency, they have no business backing any more gas and oil or any fossil fuel projects at all. We need to end this by the end of the century. If we do not, sorry, by the end of the decade, century. Yeah, if we don't end fossil fuels by the end of this decade, according to the science, we're going to have an unlivable planet.
I think that message is quite clear. Thank you, Anna. I'm just going to have a little walk up the road because we have here some, not just those by the conference centre. We have some wonderful rebels up on the Morpeth Street Bridge, catching the rush hour traffic, people going to work. I think we've got some security guards protecting them, which is very sweet of them. These are all experienced flag holders. We don't have a banner. Oh yes, there is a banner up. I'm not going to lean over. So let's have a look here. And reading the back of the banner, it's a wonderful, huge End Fossil Fuels Now banner, and we have some lovely rebels staunchly protecting the banner and holding some flags on your rebels for Adelaide's morning traffic. For me it feels like up mid-afternoon. It's only 8:20 in the morning. So Dharma doing her walk around, keeping the energy high. She's a little Energizer bunny. And I'll make my way back down to the west entrance of Adelaide Convention Centre, so if anybody's able to hop into town, hop on the bus, train, tram, they all come to the convention centre. Hop on your bike. With that Miranda. Hi Miranda, thanks for joining us. And somebody else there put some lovely messages on. Glyn, thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your messages. We love the support. I know not everybody can actually be here. It's day 2. It does get exhausting, I know, but in the end, if you don't try, we've lost. Police liaison, more police, more media, capture teams, cameras. Another very interesting aspect of today is the education element. Adelaide University is a big partner in this conference as well.
Traditional owners, as we've recently seen, and well done Kiwi Islanders for winning your court case against Bangkok. Decarbonise. Science cannot compromise.
So, just listening to some chants there. Yeah, so the education program that is going to be run today is actually for high school teachers. More good toots? Yes, high school teachers education program. There's sessions going to be run to explain, indoctrinate high school science teachers that the petroleum industry is a great career option for their students. It is to promote I'm just getting a bit wordless actually for this because it's awful. They are running special sessions, a special program to encourage high school science teachers to promote petroleum engineering as a career, a long-term career. And I'm worried. I wonder if this is one of the students going in. I think, this young student looks like she's looking for a way in. Anyway, she's been advised to go around the back. So it's not just teachers, they're running sessions for actual high school students, upper high school. These students are going to be indoctrinated as to what a fabulous job petroleum engineering is going to be. I think that is horrific. And I speak as somebody who has been a high school science teacher. It's just untenable. And many decades ago, I was teaching about the problematic issue of the greenhouse gas effect of carbon dioxide emissions. So, go figure. Hi, Pamela. Hello, Mark. Mr. Parnell. Lovely to see you watching. Mr. Parnell is a former MP and leader of the Greens in this state. Just saying that we have Mark Parnell just tuned in. And Kate. Hi, Kate. So sorry you're not able to be here today. Kate was arrested yesterday for being a little bit naughty. Nothing too bad, just a little bit naughty. And she's on bail and can't come anywhere near the conference centre. So, thanks for tuning in. And I've got Chris. I have been assured, Chris, that actually this microphone is really good. And somebody did admonish me for shouting yesterday in the comments. So I'll hand you the mic. Here you go.
So yeah, we're back again because we know that everyone at Santos has turned out for work today, and given there's an oil and gas conference, we have to turn out day after day as part of the climate resistance that we're engaging with. One of the interesting things this morning, you'll see all these plastic barricades that have been set up. Still got a ridiculous number of police officers here. We did a bit of the math yesterday, and we believe that the police are probably spending upwards of $50,000, if not more, on security for this event. Now, we're non-violent, we're not going to cause anybody any harm. The only thing that we're trying to do is disrupt an industry that's killing us. So it's a bit ridiculous for the state to spend all this money. I mean, you know, if we glue ourselves to the floor or chain ourselves, it's always possible to get acetone. It's always possible to like unlock ourselves if we really, really have to. So the fact that government's just spending all of this money on police. I mean, all the police officers here are effectively defending business as usual for the fossil fuel industry, right? They're defending fossil capital. We're in a bit of a quiet moment now. I feel like a bit bad for talking. I think the other thing that is probably worth pointing out is that we had some commentary on our actions yesterday, which means they're cutting through. And that commentary came from the Premier himself, Peter Malinauskas. My feeling is he might have talked to his brother Mark about the conference and how it's going. We know that Mark is the head of government relations at Santos. So if you're watching, Mark, hello. Obviously, you know, I'm sure you guys aren't getting up to any mischief, you know, and we're not here to suggest that. But I think it's a real clear indication of the deep ties that exist between the fossil fuel industry and the government. I mean, even if you don't care about climate breakdown, the fact that the most profitable company in the state, you know, their head of government relations is the brother of the Premier. I mean, come on, it's ridiculous. The other thing that I think is worth pointing out is that we got, you know, one of those terrible sort of, you know, caller questions that you'd expect on 5AA from our energy minister, energy and resources, energy and mining, I think, Tom Kutsentonis. So, where they, I mean, this is so, what can you say, really? Laughable. You know, he was criticising us for using glue, which has, you know, petroleum in it. Now, look, if there's a petroleum-free glue or whatever, you know, we could use, and if it sticks really well, totally happy to use that, of course. You know, we do all that we can as individuals, but we know that when it comes to the climate crisis, we have to take large-scale collective action, and that, you know, comments like that are just used to discredit, you know, climate protesters. And that's not unsurprising from Tom Kutsentonis, who's had long ties with Santos for years and years and years. I mean, this is a long figure in the government who has had deep connections with the fossil fuel industry. Wouldn't surprise me if Tom Kutsentonis was in government when they made I think that was back in 2008, when they made a little bit of a deal with Santos so they could get special treatment on company ownership. Do you know how many small businesses in South Australia have a special treatment from the government around the way that their business can be owned? I don't think very many, but Santos does. That's they've been lobbying for decades to get this, and then in response, what happened was, you know, the government said, yes, you can do this. We're going to give into your lobbying, but you have to give back. You have to give back to the state. You have to commit to staying here or having a significant amount of your workforce based in South Australia. So they're not, in some ways, they're not based here because they love South Australia. They're a fossil fuel company. They don't give a fuck, really. Like they don't give a fuck about South Australia. They give a fuck about profit. And so that's, they're here because they have a special arrangement with the government, right? It's called the deed of undertaking. Look it up. The other thing that was part of that deed of undertaking was that the government would receive a bunch of money in community funds. So when you see the sponsorship of like the Turan Under or the Santos Museum of Economic Botany, that's really a direct result of this lobbying from Santos. They got what they want in terms of the legislative changes, and part of this agreement. And in response, they give back to the community. Give back in order to match what they wanted to lobby for. It's ridiculous. It's unbelievable. We're going to be here day after day. If you're watching this, get down here because I know that you're concerned about the climate crisis too, and we're just not going to take it anymore. So which side are you on? Come join us. We'll be here all day. Briefing tomorrow morning, 7:30. It's all on the Facebook page, so check it out. Thanks, Izzy.
Thanks, Chris. Chris, our lovely media spokesperson. And whilst Chris was chatting, I noticed a few others. I noticed that we have the lovely Trish. Oh, hang on. Oh, it's getting noisy again now. We have lovely Trish watching us. Hello, Trish. So sad you can't be here. Trish was also a little bit naughty yesterday and got herself arrested. She did the very, very, very criminal act of sitting on the ground, but there you go. Rest well, Trish, and thanks, Mark, for letting us know you're in Melbourne. I acknowledge, I'm sure you would have been down here otherwise, but stay dry in Melbourne. Things over there sound really bad. Hi, Jessie, thanks for tuning in. Yep, Trish, very good. Why the barricades? Quite interesting, isn't it? They put these barricades up, halved the walkway, making it more difficult for anybody to get by, and still the same number of police. Maybe a couple fewer. No, I think it's the same number of police. So, yeah. Hi, Ruth. And you're absolutely right, Ruth. Business as usual equals death. No more compromising. No more new oil, no more new gas. Stop that. Any of those projects that have opened up recently. It's not on. A lot of energy, a lot of noise. One of my cords tangled around somebody's wrist. A very tight space walking through here. More chalking's been going on. Thanks for the shout out, Trish. Yes, if you can join the blockade, please do come on. Trish will be down here, but as I said, she was a little bit naughty yesterday. Her bail conditions don't allow her anywhere near the conference centre. So, us humans have caused this catastrophe. You may not feel like it is, but you don't live in Lismore, Victoria right now. Let's have it. I think we're playing some words from Antonio Guterres, UN Secretary General.
And the results will be catastrophic. Climate activists are sometimes depicted as dangerous radicals. But the truly dangerous radicals are the countries that are increasing the production of fossil fuels. Full infrastructure is moral and economic madness. We owe a debt to young people.
I don't know why that. Sorry, this is turned around.
For sounding the alarm and holding leaders accountable. We need to build on their work to create a grassroots movement that cannot be ignored. If you care about justice and our children's future, I am appealing directly to you.
There is a.
That renewable energy is introduced now at speed and at scale.
I'm going to have to stop the stream and restart. Really sorry for those of you watching. There is a glitch in Facebook, whereas whilst live streaming, it suddenly comes up as, would you like to do something, blah, 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 and it flips it without letting me... So the angle is fine. So is it still coming out as if I'm horizontal? Oh, okay. Thanks. Thanks, Trish. There was an update to Facebook and I'm really not sure what was happening. I'm going to put this down. Just using my little tripod to go hands-free for a minute so I can see what I can do here. Okay. Well, I shall carry on, but I've only got a tiny little screen, so, and for me it's on its side, so I really don't know what's happening. But I'll keep going. Take responsibility. This is really difficult to try and angle it. Sorry. Despite the fact that you guys can see it okay, I am going to end it and restart because I am looking at a screen that is on its side and about a quarter of the size, and it's making me rather dizzy. So, ending now, I'll start right back up again. Okay, sorry, back again. Outside the Adelaide Convention Centre, because we are in a climate emergency right now, and the immediate emergency is the fact that inside the western building of Adelaide Convention Centre there is a Asia Pacific Oil and Gas Conference of Oil and Petroleum Engineers. Oh, and we haven't. Here we go. And we have a leaper. We have a rebel has jumped the barrier. Being escorted away. So somebody jumped the barricade. Should be a little bit disruptive. This is second live stream today. Hi Drew. Part 2 of our Asia Pacific Oil and Gas Conference, Blockade, at the Adelaide Convention Centre on Ghana land, which is never ceded. And I'd like to acknowledge the Indigenous custodians of the land, the Aboriginal Ghana people. Stepped up. We've woken up. Yesterday there wasn't these barricades, and there were a lot of police yesterday. Day 2, the police have put out barricades to keep us even further away from the western door. We have just had a rebel jump the barrier and lie down. I think the police were getting a little bit complacent there, and they were standing well back. So after the rebel was removed, all the police have now moved forward and all on high alert for us extremely dangerous, peaceful protesters, noisy, peaceful protesters practicing our right to civil disobedience. Hi, Ali. So our aim today is to make it very clear to the people inside, the petroleum engineers and all the people from their companies, that we are not happy with their presence in our city. We do not want these conferences here in Adelaide. Major sponsor Santos. We also want to make it clear to the South Australian government. The South Australian government has declared a climate emergency. Just a few months ago, after getting into government, they were voted in because of their credentials. They've declared a climate emergency, and now they are a major partner in this conference. It is clear that this conference is not about promoting a sustainable future for the planet. It's about promoting sustainable existence and ongoing presence of fossil fuel industry. The only sustainability about the fossil fuel industry is keeping it in the ground.
All
And right now, inside the western section of the Adelaide Convention Centre are climate criminals such as Santos, Woodside Energy, Chevron, Beach Energy, Shell, Halliburton, plus companies from Indonesia, Malaysia, China, Japan, Thailand. And we are giving an unwelcome. Now, some of the delegates are really concerned and convinced that they are working on solutions to the petroleum industry's woes, but really I think they're being conned themselves.
People across Australia and around the globe who are treated with contempt by the oil and gas industry, who fails to consult appropriately with traditional owners and show them proper respect, as we've recently seen in the Tiwi Islands, where the court has overturned Santos and stopped the Barossa oil and gas bomb. This conference is presented by the Society of Petroleum Engineers, and all our favourite clouded criminals are here. Santos, Woodside Energy, Chevron, Beach Energy, Shell, Halliburton, plus companies from Indonesia, Malaysia, China, Japan, Thailand, even the Kuwait oil company is here. So we're here too, making noise to unwelcome these fanatical extremists to Adelaide. Let me hear you. Let them know what we feel. This conference has a theme, leading sustainable, future accessible energy and responsible energy, which really means how to inject life into our dying industry and extract mega profits until ecosystems and society completely collapse, or a mass movement of citizens and their governments turn against us. They are worried, and they should be. You hear that inside? You should be worried. The hot topic here is carbon capture and storage, known in rational scientific circles as complete crock of shit. The conference program states many hurdles remain for widespread use of CCS, both technical and economical. This industry knows the technology can never work on the scale required to justify new extraction projects such as Scarborough, Barossa, Narrabri or Peterloo. They know these projects are carbon bombs. They make a mockery of federal, state and government emission targets and climate rhetoric. And yet their propaganda machine just keeps pumping out the lies. The South Australian Parliament recently declared a climate emergency. So how come it's a principal partner in this event? Hey Murray, what are you doing? An emergency requires swift, decisive actions and creative solutions. How about a conference where government, relevant industries, unions devise a clear plan to end fossil fuels now, a plan to create new opportunities for affected workers, a plan to end fossil fuel subsidies and redirect those billions of dollars to climate mitigation, adaptation and renewables. Isn't that the kind of visionary conference we'd like our taxes spent on? We're here to make a noise for the flood victims in Victoria, on the north coast of New South Wales, in Pakistan, the fire victims in Kangaroo Island in Spain, the hurricane victims from Florida and the Philippines, and drought victims in Chile, the Horn of Africa, and the victims of sea level rise in the Torres Strait, Tuvalu and Bangladesh. We're here for the ecosystems under immense stress. Right. So now we'd like to hear you make some noise, like to hear some chants to let them know inside just what we think. Thank you, Paul! Okay. Hey, hey!
coming down round to have a look at the signs. Some of our beautiful rebels have left to go to work. So contrary to what a lot of people say about get a job, yes, we are working people, or people who have worked all our lives and are retired from paid employment. 9 o'clock here. So conference in full swing now. So us humans have caused this catastrophe. You may not feel like it is, but you don't live in Lismore right now, where they're having great problems. Shepparton as well. Banks of Murray are about to burst. Hi Helen. And 1/3 of Pakistan is underwater. The number of people who've been affected by that flood, those floods in Pakistan, is greater than the population of Australia, I believe. We each of us need to look up and face up, take responsibility, care about one another, and end fossil fuels now. Simple demand. Fuels or a livable planet. You choose. So which side are you on? Honk for climate action. And not just lip service climate action, we want real climate action. Just declaring a climate emergency is not enough. South Australian government has done that, and now they are a major partner in this petroleum engineering conference.
7, 8, get the hell out of our state! 1, 2, 3, 4, climate criminals at the door! 5, 6, 7, 8, get the hell out of our state! 1, 2,
Entertaining
3,
the morning
4,
traffic.
climate criminals at the door! 5, 6, 7, 8, get the hell out of our state! 1, 2, 3, 4, climate criminals at the door! 5, 6, 7, 8, climate criminals! I got no.
Yeah, we've got some audience inside. We've got some delegates standing inside watching us.
1, 2, 3, 4,
I think we're making it clear why we're here, what they're meaning. 1, 2, 3, 4, climate criminals at
the door. 5, 6, 7, 8.
Thanks for sharing that.
1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8.
And I can assure you it is extremely noisy. A mighty crowd there. Yeah. So can you hold that in for me? Sorry for the very big wobble there. I just had to plug in a battery pack, hoping it's taken effect. Adelaide Convention Centre. We are here making a noise and unwelcome to the delegates inside who are attending the Petroleum Gas, Asia Pacific Petroleum Gas Conference. Lots of noise, lots of colour, and our second day. Hi Ashley, thanks for joining. It's our second day here at Adelaide Conference Centre. This is a 3-day conference. We'll be back tomorrow as well. Inside we have major sponsor Santos, who is going to be running sessions to make people, to encourage the petroleum engineers to keep going. I'm going to a little bit of a Channel 7 interview happening there with Ian. I'm not sure if that'll get onto the screens, but we always hope to spread our message wide. So let people know about this stream. Invite your friends to join us. Got another car still coming in. It's 9 o'clock Adelaide morning. So what are we wanting? No new fossil fuels. Really, we are in an emergency, and the Adelaide Convention Centre West is where we are.
Okay.
And all new fossil fuel projects.
Because we want to know which side are you on?
So some singing about to start. Which side are you on?
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Santos is a major sponsor and has naming rights of the Tour Down Under international cycling race held here in South Australia, centred around Adelaide and the regions. It is not okay to have a filthy fossil fuel company sponsoring a bicycle race. international. It is greenwashing, it is sports washing, it is trying to get social license and credibility for their polluting company. We ask that the Cycling Association drop Santos. Tennis Association dropped Santos earlier in the year. Santos was a major sponsor very briefly of the Australian Open. So if that prestigious event can drop Santos, so can Tour Down Under. Honking for climate change. First step to ending fossil fuels is to stop new developments and expansions. And we want expansions and developments and the starting of new ones to stop now. Even to meet the insufficient targets of net zero by 2050, which is horrendous. The International Energy Agency states that beyond 2021, i.e. last year, there can be no new oil and gas developments and no new coal mines. So that is to reach it by 2050. So quiet. Something's going to happen. Let's get around there.
Let's get this beat going, guys. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Santa's woodside beach energy. Climate criminals fueled by greed will get in your face, your big disgrace. Waving our banners all over the place. We will stop you, criminals. We will stop you, criminals. Santa's origin, Chevron shell. Your prophets lead us all to hell. We'll get in your place, your big disgrace. Spreading your lies all over the place. We will stop you, criminals. We will criminals.
Inside today, there is going to be a special program, probably started by now, I think it runs all day, for science teachers and high school students.
Give yourselves a big hand, because we're about to go around the corner.
Right, we're going to be on the move. So the inside is the science teachers program, which is going to be, hi Glenn, thank you for sending that message, thank you. We are going to move and leave the police standing there, so that's fine. So as I was saying, we are inside. There's going to be science teachers all day, education. I think it's developed by Santos, not sure. And it is to show teachers how to encourage their upper high school students to you choose petroleum industry as a career. We have a dying industry, which should be dead already, but it's sadly not yet gone. And they are promoting the wonderful petroleum industry, sorry, I shouldn't use sarcasm and irony, to be a long-term career prospect for high school students. Adelaide Uni, of course, has a mining engineering department, so they're all part of it. They want more students. So it really is criminal, a climate criminal act to get students to join the... and they're probably telling them that they can be the saviours of the world. We can use technology to solve all this, and we can dig up more oil and gas and squeeze every drop of oil out of shale and all the rest of it. And you can save the world by still providing fossil fuels to burn, but using carbon capture to mitigate it all. It is not correct. It's a criminal act. So, on the move. Going to leave these guys and gals, going to leave them in peace. And we're going to move around. Ooh.
All right, thank you. See ya.
See ya. Nice peaceful moment whilst we change location. And I'll check in. It might be worthwhile jumping off this live stream and starting again. Ian, can I ask your considered opinion? Would it be worthwhile stopping and starting a new stream, or should I just follow you around?
No, stop, I think.
Yeah.
We're going to have a break.
Okay, so we are going to have a little regen break. They're all in their sessions in there. We might give them a greeting for their morning tea. So thanks for those of you who are here. Keep an eye on this channel. We will be back. It is also a little bit of a battery conservation at the moment. So I'm going to log off now and post this live stream, and keep an eye on the channel. Put an alert on so you know when we come back to streaming. Love and rage. Back again. We're Extinction Rebellion, South Australia, at the Adelaide Convention Centre. We were live streaming earlier today, first thing, at the western door of the Convention Centre, and now we're just sharing a bit of our love at the east door, and more police around here, of course. Police horses were out earlier, but they've not joined us. Hi Chelsea, thanks for tuning in. We're here to make noise. More of us are coming. Oh, that's great, got a police escort. Keep us safe. Police have come prepared, paddy wagons, expecting us to perhaps be a little bit naughty. Lots of noise happening. And why are we here? Why are we here? Well, as I said, we're at the Adelaide Convention Centre, eastern doors right now, also known as their main entrance. Hi Richard, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. We're here because inside this building at the moment is the Asia Pacific Oil and Gas Conference. This is the Conference of Petroleum, Association of Asia Pacific Petroleum Engineers, and we don't want them here. So we're letting our presence be known. Major sponsor of this conference is Santos, one of the sponsors. There are plenty of other climate criminals involved as well. What is most disappointing, I think probably of it all, is that the state government of South Australia, despite having declared a climate emergency earlier this year, which is fantastic, they're now a major partner in this conference of petroleum engineers. Inside are delegates from across Australia, across the Asian region, Asia Pacific. What are our key messages? Why we're here? Please look a little bored. We were here yesterday. We kept this up most of the day. Had a huge police presence yesterday, and no barricades around the west yesterday. These were here. Barricades were here yesterday, and a large police presence today. So, chanting end fossil fuels now, we mean end all new fossil fuel projects regardless of stage of progress. The federal government declared a climate emergency, fantastic, and then proceeded to approve the opening up of many, many new gas and oil projects, which completely obliterates any hope of achieving the inadequate carbon reduction targets that the government has set. We need deeds, not words. A climate emergency declaration must be accompanied by action proportionate to the crisis. And right now, the crisis is spreading to Victoria. The floods in Victoria the last few days, continuing today, are devastating for the people living there. New South Wales has had a horrendous time of floods, and Queensland. Repeated, persistent floods for New South Wales. Victoria facing horrible, horrible floods right now. Here in South Australia, we're very aware that it's coming up to bushfire season. So we're asking, which side are you on? By taking action against non-violent activists, the state is siding with fossil fuel capital. So all these police here for people taking part in non-violent civil disobedience. We are non-violent. We might be noisy, very noisy. We want our message to get inside the conference. Climate criminals at the door. He's always smiling. Don't be fooled, he would certainly arrest us if he thought it was necessary. But he's smiling. And he's having a joke with his colleague now. I'd love to know what they're saying. And I think from yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's the female police officer who has a starfish tattoo on her wrist, which is quite ironic, really. She's supporting a oil and gas conference, petroleum engineers, whilst obviously having a love for the ocean and for starfish, which are not going to be doing so well when the climate temperatures rise, the ocean temperatures rise. So no more gas, no more oil. Hi Miriam. Thank you for your message. Totally agree. We need talks about shutting the industry down as fast as possible. Now, interestingly, one of our rebels at the end of the day yesterday came across two young engineers who are PhD candidates, international visitors to this conference, and they were saying they actually admired our presence and welcomed our presence here because they are engineers doing their PhD studies into how to cap off old oil wells. So I acknowledge not every single person in that conference is a complete climate criminal. There are a few trying to see how we can move forward. Hi, Brooksy. I'm guessing that's Rogue Brooksy. Never quite sure with names. I think the police liaison team over there are enjoying Nancy's dancing and maraca playing. More delegates trying to get in. I think they might have got that message. We weren't happy with them going into the conference. Also today, in this conference, there is a fantastic education program. Oh, no, wait. It is horrendous, not fantastic, maybe fantastical. It's an education program for high school teachers and some high school students who I have seen entering today. And it is to encourage high school students to take engineering, petroleum engineering, as their career choice. Adelaide University also joined with the conference. They happen to have a mining and engineering department. So they're trying to capture these young minds who I know from the school strike. There are many young minds who do not approve of the industry. But this education program is there trying to get teachers on the side of fossil fuel industry to promote engineering as a career choice, petroleum engineering as a career choice. I'm Miranda, and thank you, Richard, for your hashtags. Transition. With that noise, it sounds like somebody else is trying to get in. We are here to make a noise and to make it uncomfortable for people attending this conference. There is somebody currently trying to get his credentials to get in. And we have rebels with placards. Oh, a couple of more coming. They'll get the same treatment. Delegates trying to get into the conference. Very, very, very noisy here. And the hashtag transition is certainly really what we should be having a conference about. This conference is having a lot of greenwashing. It's trying to promote it as a sustainable future, oil and gas sustainable future in a new world. That's what the title of some of the sessions are, how they can survive in a new world. Just stop digging the stuff up, stop burning it. That's how we're going to survive in a new world. So, argument goes, what about the workers? What about the communities that depend on mining, the fossil fuel industry? We are not saying throw people out of work and close the doors today. We want government money that is currently propping up and supporting the oil and gas industries. Stop subsidising them. They're not paying taxes. We get nothing for that. What we want is for that money to go into developing a sustainable, future-proofed, clean energy program. We want clean jobs. We want transition for workers. We do not want unemployment. We want a just transition for workers. We want the industry to stop. We want change to clean, sustainable energy. Hi Lisa, thanks for joining. So we're asking, which side are you on? Which side are you on? Are you on the side of the fossil fuel industry, which is desperate to keep going, which is trying to invent as much new technology as it can to drain every scrap of oil and gas out of the ground and then burn it, increasing the carbon in the atmosphere? Or are you the side of a clean future, a future that's sustainable, a future where we can have our biodiversity? we will stop destroying fauna, flora, and don't forget, humans are just another fauna species. We're animals. We need the same thing that they do. So we can't live on an uninhabitable planet. The planet will still survive. It'll still be here, spinning around, but it won't be the same. We won't be here. So we refuse to be bystanders in all of this. We're trying to get the message out. We actually have had great coverage in the media for yesterday's actions, and here we are again today. Right now, all our favourite climate criminals are at the conference. Inside, we have Santos, Woodside Energy, Chevron, Beach Energy, Shell, Halliburton, plus companies from Indonesia, Malaysia, China, Japan, Thailand, all here right now. Even the Kuwait oil company is here. So we're here too. We were here bright and early this morning. We were here bright and early yesterday. And guess what? Day 3 of the conference. Tomorrow we will be here bright and early again. We are here to unwelcome these extremists. And just remember that Antonio Guterres, head of the United Nations, said that activists are not criminals. It is the fossil fuel industry that is the criminals. Santos is also having sessions on their carbon capture storage scheme, known in rational circles as a complete crock of shit. Clear. Carbon capture is a failed technology, but it is clear we must end our dependence on fossil fuels, and the first step to end fossil fuel development and expansion projects now. End fossil fuels now. also acutely aware.
Today's IPCC report is a necklace of human suffering and a damning indictment of failed climate leadership. With fact upon fact, this report reveals how people on the planet are getting clobbered by climate change. Nearly half of humanity is living in the danger zone now. Many ecosystems are at the point of no return now. Unchecked carbon pollution is forcing the world's most vulnerable on a frog march to destruction now. The facts are undeniable. This abdication of leadership is criminal. The world's biggest polluters are guilty of arson on our only home. It is essentially to reach the goal of limiting global temperature rise to 1.5 degrees. And science tells us that we require the world to cut emissions by 45% by 2030 and achieve net zero emissions of greenhouse gases by 2050. But according to current commitments, global emissions are set to increase almost 14% over the current decade. That spells catastrophe. It will destroy any chance of keeping 1.5 alive. Today's report underscores two core truths. First, coal and other fossil fuels are choking humanity. All G20 governments have agreed to stop funding coal abroad. They must now urgently do the same at home and dismantle their coal fleets. Those in the private sector still financing coal must be held to account. Oil and gas giants and their underwriters are also on notice. You cannot claim to be green while your plans and projects undermine the 2050 net zero target and ignore the major emission cuts that must occur this decade. People see through the smokescreen. OECD countries must phase out coal by 2030 and all others by 2040. The present global energy mix is broken. As current events make all too clear, our continued reliance on fossil fuels makes the global economy and energy...
It is indeed, Richard.
...geopolitical causes and crises. Instead of slowing down the decarbonization of the global economy, now is the time to accelerate the energy transition to a renewable energy future. Fossil fuels are a dead end for our planet, for humanity, and yes, for economies. A prompt, well-managed transition to renewables is the only pathway to energy security, universal access, and the green jobs our world needs. I'm calling for developed countries, multilateral development banks, private financiers, and others to form coalitions to help major emerging economies end the use of coal. These targeted mechanisms of support would be over and above existing sustainable development needs. The second core finding from this report is slightly better news. Investments in adaptation work. Adaptation saves lives. As climate impacts worsen, and they will, scaling up investments will be essential for survival. Adaptation and mitigation must be pursued with equal force and urgency. That is why I've been pushing to get the 50% of all climate finance for adaptation. The Glasgow commitment on adaptation funding is not enough to meet the challenges faced by nations on the front lines of the climate crisis. I'm also pressing to remove the obstacles that prevent small island states and least developed countries from getting the finance they desperately need to save lives and livelihoods. We need new eligibility systems to deal with this new reality. Delay means death. I take inspiration from all those on the front lines of the climate battle fighting back at solutions. All development banks, regional, national, know what needs to be done. Work with the governments to design lines of bankable adaptation projects and help them find the funding, public and private. And every country must honor the Glasgow Pledge to strengthen national climate plans every year until they are aligned with 1.5 degrees Celsius.
Those are the words of Antonio Guterres, General Secretary of the United Nations. He takes it seriously. Why don't these people take it seriously? Why aren't they listening to the science? 1.5 alive! 1.5 alive! 1.5 alive! Keep 1.5 alive. Keep 1.5 alive. 1.5 alive.
It is astonishing when you have a prominent world leader of the United Nations stating very, very clear, categorically, that we are in a crisis. It is not just the companies that dig up the oil and gas, it's the companies, organisations, banks that fund it that are also climate criminals. We are at a... Oh, another speech coming.
Okay, rebels, you have been stoic, you have been fierce, and I feel like we need a little bit of a change of energy. Let's give them something quite beautiful in there. Let's all raise our voices in a beautiful song. So come gather round so we can do this. And let's do the song We Shall Not Be Moved. If you don't know it, what I'll do is I'll sing through it, join in if you know it. If not, we'll sing it again so you can learn it. Okay? We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved, just like a tree standing by the water. We shall not be moved. We shall.
Hi Lisa, thanks for joining us.
We shall not be moved, just like a tree.
Beautiful traditional song of rebellion.
Black and white together, we shall not be moved. Black and white together, we shall not be moved, just like a tree standing by the water. We shall not be moved. Stand and fight together, we shall not be moved. Stand and fight together, we shall not be moved, just like a tree standing by the water. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved, just like a tree standing by the water. We shall not be moved. Black and white together, we shall not be moved. Black and white together, we shall not be moved, just like a tree standing by the water. We shall not be moved. Stand and fight together, we shall not be moved. Stand and fight together, we shall not be moved, just like a tree standing by the water. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved, just like a tree standing by the water. We shall not be moved.
Everybody needs their QR code to get in.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Hi Kate, hope you're singing along at home. Glad you're tuning in. Missing you down here. Hi Bev. We are here today outside the Adelaide Convention Centre. We're in Ghana country, lands of the Ghana people. We acknowledge that it was never ceded. It is stolen land of Ghana people. Currently inside this building, is the Asia Pacific Oil and Gas Conference. It's the Association of Asia Pacific Petroleum Engineers. What's the time? It must be an 11 o'clock session because people are rushing in to get to their seats. Sadly, I don't have the program in front of me to find out what they might be attending. Oh, there's a variety of... Thanks, Kate.
We've made it through till 11 o'clock, which is such a fantastic start. 3.5 hours. And let's have it great. Where are we going for our break, Sarah? Okay, so we're going down to where we were yesterday. Okay, so we actually leave by the same route that we came in, and we turn right and go down to the west end. Oh, sorry, change plan.
Yeah, much quicker. Right, we're winding up this session. We've been here since 7:30.
We're going to stop for probably a while. So
we've been at the western entrance, blockading that, singing to the police, massive police presence there. We have been greeting people at the eastern entrance of the convention centre. Fossil fuel industry is not welcome in town. South Australia has declared a climate emergency. The state government agrees we have a huge problem, but now they are still cozying up and partnering with the fossil fuel industry here today. More delegates leaving. Maybe it wasn't such a good day for them. But I'll be tuning out now. Thanks, Kate. We love you too. So glad to hear you singing on Paramount lands up in the Adelaide Hills. Fearless Rebel Kate, who can't be with us today. And I will sign off now, but keep watching this channel. We're not done. We're not over. Come down, join us. We will also, if you can't come today, we will be back tomorrow. I'd imagine it'll be the same thing, meeting at 7:30 at the footbridge over the River Torrens on the southern end of the footbridge, just as you come out of the tunnel from the railway station. We will be, hi Dave, we'll be there again tomorrow, but we will be back today. Oh, she didn't stay long, she went in. And big suitcase, got evening gown bag. Yeah, so I'll wind up now. Keep an eye on the channel. We will be back later today. We're having a little bit of regeneration now. You know, we've been at it a long time. If you can't come today, make sure that you tune in tomorrow, either the live stream or come and join us. Come on, come on. Be brave, come down, help us, hold a banner.
Yes, come down and join us.
Yep, there you go. It is fun, it's very energizing, and see you later. Bye. Welcome back to this afternoon's broadcast from Adelaide Convention Centre. Extinction Rebellion, South Australia. We're on Ghana land, never ceded, stolen from the Ghana people. We're here outside of the Asia Pacific Oil and Gas Conference, which is taking place inside this western building of the Adelaide Convention Centre. We were here all morning. We're back this afternoon, being joined by the oilies. Hi Louie, lovely to have you watching. Hope you're okay. Police have left a very, very narrow walkway to get through, so I'm going along the outside to catch up with the oilies at the other end. They're joining our protest against the Oil and Gas Petroleum Engineers Conference. We're going to have to... Chalking from this morning. Time is running out, so I'll move quickly around this next bit to catch up with them. They're standing in front of the western door of the Adelaide Convention Centre in protest against the Asia Pacific Oil and Gas Conference that is taking place inside right now. Standing in defiance of the delegates going into this conference, petroleum engineers. Thanks, John. Thanks for joining us. Hi, Kate. Thanks for joining us, Susan. looking at traffic. There's two cops down there. Do you know where they're going? No. They said the lever's exposed. The beautiful oilies, Extinction Rebellion, South Australia's oily rebels, the black rebels, have just performed in front of the entrance to the Asia Pacific Oil and Gas Conference. Petroleum engineers inside. The oilies pointing out the loss that we are facing. Symbols in their headdresses of dead and dying wildlife. Our dying oceans. Covered in oil. Calling for the end of fossil fuels. They go on their way. Meanwhile, back at the western entrance of Adelaide Convention Centre, we still have a conference going on. Delegates from across Asia Pacific region, from the petrochemical industries, petrochemical and petroleum engineers, trying to prolong, drag out every last drop of their industry with false hoods about carbon capture being a solution so they can carry on drilling, mining, extracting fossil fuels, which will then be burnt. Carbon capture will not mitigate those problems being caused by the extraction of fossil fuels. So we're here to say, end fossil fuels now. Wonderful music composed by Dave McAvoy. Very peaceful at the moment this afternoon. We've had a very raucous morning. Three-day conference. This is day 2. We were here on day 1. We're here on day 2. We will be here on day 3. So come and join us. Whatever time you can spare, come and join us. Show which side you are on. Demonstrate to those inside that it is not okay to have petroleum engineers conference here. Sponsored, big sponsor Santos, big partner is the state government of South Australia. Despite having declared a climate emergency, they then go and support the petroleum engineering conference. Sure, there will be a lot of talk about how they're actually going to be very good at helping solving this crisis. Got the oilers coming back again. I'll just walk down and walk and talk. They're going to be spruiking up carbon capture, which doesn't work. It's not a solution. At the same time, they're running education program today, I believe, all day, for high school science teachers to encourage the science teachers to promote petroleum engineering as a great career choice, great future in it for our high school kids. And I think there's even some activities and experiments happening for high school kids. I think that was planned for today. Here we have the oilers having another huddle in embracing in lamentation for the losses. Their magnificent costumes, their magnificent headdresses. Have a pelican, oil-covered beak. We have a fish skeleton. And we have a whale's tail in there. We have upturned wildlife, dead bird. We have got oil dripping from the wings of a pelican. And this is what is happening. Certainly over the years we've seen some catastrophic actual oil spills, which are horrendous when they happen. Devastating to the environment, but we also have to bear in mind the climate crisis, changes, increase in planet warming, increase in warming of the seas, all of which are going to affect marine life. All is going to affect our lives. So, Extinction Rebellion South Australia here, having a peaceful protest, non-violent civil disobedience, and we are civilly disobeying what we see as an injustice, basically. This conference happening. I don't want my tax dollars subsidising this conference. I'd rather have that money spent on a conference about how we're going to get out of this mess, how we're going to progress, how we're going to progress real action on climate change. I'm sure we will need petroleum engineers to close down all the drilling operations with their expertise. We don't want them opening up more. Once upon a time, the tobacco industry was saying, smoking's good for you, doesn't do any harm. It took a long time for people to really catch up with that rubbish. and realised that they knew all along it was harmful to us, and now smoking is pretty much not acceptable. But the fossil fuel industry. Pardon?
Wage peace.
Oh, wage peace.
Yeah, my niece who runs that ran the Brisbane disruption last week against the weapons.
Very good. So wage peace and disrupt war. So, what was I saying? I've lost my track because I had a little chat there.
We are already in trouble. The stability we all depend on is breaking. This story is one of inequality as well as instability. Today, those who've done the least to cause this problem are being the hardest hit. Ultimately, all of us will feel the impact.
Hi, Western Australia. Great that you've joined us.
Is this how our story is due to end? A tale of the smartest species doomed by that...
Oh, we oops.
Or too human characteristic of failing to see the bigger picture in pursuit of short-term goals. The emergency climate comes down to a single number: the concentration of carbon in our atmosphere. The people alive now, or the generation to come, will look at this conference and consider one thing: did that number stop rising and start to drop as a result of commitments made here? That desperate hope is why the world is looking to you, and why you are here.
Great words from Sir David Attenborough. So, is the number dropping?
I like how it applies to any conference.
I think that was said at the Glasgow COP. Oilers are coming back this way. Great. Got another run through. But what I was saying, I remembered now, was I'd rather have my tax dollars spent on a conference for solutions, not more pollution, how to drag out a dying industry, an industry that should be dead already, but so far is not. These barricades have left us a very narrow path for getting through today. Barricades weren't here yesterday. We found them here this morning. Although the police numbers were just as big as yesterday. So I'll let other people know the live stream is on at the moment. Share it around, share the link, forward it to friends and foes. And we will be back here tomorrow morning. So if you've got some time and you're in Adelaide, you can get to Adelaide. We'll be meeting at 7:30, the southern end of the footbridge across the Torrens, which is near the railway station, Torrens exit. Come and join us. Plenty of flags, plenty of banners, plenty of signs to share around. Come along and join us. And the Oilers are again stopping in front of the western entrance, pleading to those inside. TV cameras here. They've been with us all day yesterday, all day today. Very symbolic action here this afternoon, very solemn, sincere, symbolic action. The oilers are walking away now, moving slowly down Morford Street Bridge, down north towards the river area of the convention centre. through. Haven't caught up with everybody that's joined us, but thanks everyone who's watching live from Adelaide Convention Centre. We are outside the west door of the Convention Centre because inside there is the Asia Pacific Oil and Gas Conference. The Asia Pacific Organisation, Association of Petroleum Engineers are hosting the conference. Petroleum organisations from all across Asia Pacific. Are attending the conference. I've seen a variety of people go in, variety of ages. Many young people. Now I must say that one of my colleagues, another rebel from XR, South Australia, was chatting yesterday, late in the day, towards the end of the conference, was chatting with two young men who are attending the conference, and they were very keen to talk. They said they are doing a PhD, international students overseas doing a PhD. They are petroleum engineers, but they are working on how to safely cap off old oil wells. So it's things like that. You think, well, there are some people in there that are trying to do good things, but time is running out and there's just too many in there who are trying to wring the last drop of oil and the last puff of gas out of the earth and make money from it, make as much money as they can. I'll leave the oilers go on their way, come back up here. We've got somebody having a chat. Missed that. Don't think he was a supporter. But it was always interesting to hear different points of view. I missed that. So here we, oops, squeezing by. So yes, we're saying end fossil fuels now. We're not saying sling everybody out of jobs. We're saying spend all this money that you're using governments to subsidise fossil fuel industry and use that money much more wholeheartedly to embrace a clean, green future. The sustainable energy market needs developing more. South Australia, we have been doing a pretty good job about that, but right now, just catching Kate's comments here, all the ugly oil seeping out of the conference with all the lies and corruption within. Hope the conference attendees are aware of all the disruption happening right now in Victoria with the floods, which is pretty awful. But Flemington Racecourse has been saved, of course. You know, we all know that the Melbourne Cup's coming up, I believe, to torture a few more animals. So, wow, they're very heavy, but they've diverted all the water elsewhere and flooding other people out. So, just making a decision about what next.
Yeah, tomorrow.
What are we doing now? Okay, so, just zipping through the oil here and do a last run by. Fossil fuel kills. Which side are you on? Hi, Anna. I'll be closing out in a minute. Just to wind up that we are here at Adelaide Convention Centre because inside is the Asia Pacific Oil and Gas Conference, Petroleum Engineers, Asia Pacific Association. There are delegates from all over Asia Pacific region. Can't find my bit of paper that's got all on. Santos is in there, Beachside's in there, Chevron. Here we go. Want to get sorry for losing the picture there. Just juggling things. So here we go. Santos, Woodside Energy, Chevron, Beach Energy, plus companies from across Asia. Even the Kuwait Oil Company is here. So we have delegates from memory, Malaysia, Japan, I know for sure, attending this conference. Things are quietening down now. We've had a peaceful afternoon. How are we going to run without transport, without fossil fuel? Somebody's asking. I think he hasn't seemed to notice that we do have electric vehicles, but we need the government to actually pull their finger out and promote the electric vehicle industry. Get on a bike. Okay, so we're going to be packing up. I'm going to be packing up. I think I've not got an awful lot of battery left. Hi Moira. And thank you, really appreciate your thanks. It really does give us hope when we see the spirit of people watching. Chalkings from today. Some flags still flying. So I will leave you there. Thank you all for tuning in. Watch out tomorrow. Might be something later today, but certainly tomorrow morning, 7:30, southern end of the footbridge over the Torrens. We will be meeting because it is the third and final day of the conference. So if you can, if you're in Adelaide, if you can get to Adelaide, come and join us, 7:30 in the morning. Hi Louis. Thank you. Yes, the Oilers are fantastic, incredibly moving. So afternoon's work done. Bye from Extinction Rebellion, South Australia. Tune in, watch out, look at your feed, get some alerts, and we'll be back on tomorrow.